While this investigation began a year ago, federal prosecutors expect more charges to come. Lynna Lai now with how investigators say the scheme worked and how it affects all Ohioans.
Speaker Householder, what do you have to say to Ohioans?
Not at this time.
In a stunning fall from grace, Ohio Speaker of the House Larry Householder leaving federal court in Columbus accused in the largest bribery case in Ohio history. Federal prosecutors say he and 4 others were behind a scheme tied to the $1 billion taxpayer bailout of Davis-Besse and Perry nuclear power plants.
The federal complaint charging those arrested today details a shameful betrayal of the public trust.
In an 82-page affidavit, Householder is accused of receiving nearly $61 million in secret payments from Company A, referring to First Energy. Prosecutors say his nonprofit Generation Now served as cover to funnel so-called dark money used to influence elections by nonprofits that aren't required to disclose who donors are.
They were successful. And in return, they were able to line their pockets.
And it worked. According to prosecutors, the money went to support 21 state candidates in 2018, including Householder, who also pocketed $500,000. Once the lawmakers were in office, they helped to secure Householder as the powerful speaker, who in turn guided passage of House Bill 6.
Don't sign your name to a plan that kills Ohio jobs, harms Ohio communities.
The bill sold to the public as a way to save 1,400 jobs as First Energy headed for bankruptcy. Signed into law by Governor DeWine last year, it reportedly adds a fee of as much as $1.50 on most Ohioans' monthly bills for the next 10 years, $1,500 a month for businesses.
We expect our citizens here to be appalled and to be shocked. They deserve better.
And First Energy says it received subpoenas for information today. In a statement, the company says it is reviewing the details of the investigation and intends to fully cooperate. Householder and 4 others are charged with conspiracy to commit racketeering. And Russ, they could face up to 20 years in prison.
Okay, First Energy identified, as you pointed out, as Company A in this lawsuit. Are they facing any charges as well?
Well, none so far. It's identified as Company A in those court documents because the company has not been charged so far. But the U.S. Attorney says the investigation, again, is far from over. You know, the money did come from somewhere and from someone, so expect much more to come.
Okay, Lynna Lai, thank you.